I have always I've always written stories and I've always written poetry, and it started when I was 8, where I would just write in my diary. And then I would write a lot about my experiences in foster care in that diary, of course, because that was my life. At the very beginning, I just felt really like there was just a lot of silence in my world at that time. And so I missed my siblings because they were loud and obnoxious, and there were so many of us, right? There was 5 of us. So that's what A World in Silence is kind of inspired by. I had another entry in there, which is when I had moved to a different home, and I was just not in a good place. I was not in a like 9-year-old brain. I just was not in a good place. As an adult, I read that now, and I'm like, oof, that was tough for little E. So that was inspired by that, because I just wished and hoped that like things could just be so different for me at like 9 years old, which is insane to think about. A little girl like feeling that way. Belonging to the Night was one that I wrote because I realized that I would write at night, right? We all write at night. And so I would go in, and it was a nightly thing that I would do. And yeah, so that kind of came of it. And the night has always been really safe and really where I have felt like I could hide and be myself. And it feels really good. It also feels very vulnerable to go back into those entries and try and inspire something out of that. As a like 31-year-old, you know, it's not always easy, because I think I've come to a place where I don't always feel like an 8-year-old. I just more feel like I'm walking with an 8-year-old, and it's almost harder that way, because there's like a wherewithal that you have that kind of takes over, and you're like, dang, 8 years old, 9 years old, for you to go through that, that's tough.